Hi, how's it going? Hello everyone. I thought I would take a quick look at what I think is a good value, versatile microphone. This is the Audio-Technica AT2021. It's a small diaphragm, cardioid pattern condenser microphone. It doesn't have the street cred of something like an AT2020 or the in-your-face presence of a large diaphragm condenser microphone in general, but I think a small diaphragm condenser microphone like this is very convenient and versatile, and I think this particular microphone is a good value. At $90, it's not super cheap, though it is cheaper than a lot of popular microphones. For that price, it doesn't come with a shock mount, and it doesn't have any extra features like a pad or high-pass filter. But it is tiny, it is very lightweight, it is pretty well built, and it has reasonable self-noise performance. It has a bright sound that is a bit lacking on the low end, but the low-end roll-off does mean that it is resistant to rumble and wind noise. A small diaphragm condenser probably isn't the first thing that comes to mind when someone pictures recording dialogue in a sound booth, but I actually have two of these microphones, and I'm currently recording with the other one. I've used this microphone for several videos over the years. A small diaphragm condenser like this can work just fine for recording in a booth like this. It can also be boomed easily due to its lightweight and small size. The AT2021 is just a cardioid pattern, not a hyper or supercardioid, and it's not a shotgun mic, so it's not going to isolate very well at longer distances. But the off-axis sounds come through pretty neutral, so it can actually work pretty well if you're okay with, or maybe if you even want, a bit of ambient sound in your audio. And they still sound pretty natural when boomed close, so if you don't want ambient sound, you can just boom closer. They can also be used for recording instruments and even recording sound effects. Granted, so can pretty much any microphone, but some are better or worse in different situations. I'm not saying that this microphone is best for everything, but it can work well in a lot of situations. Now I'm recording with both the AT2021 and the AT2020. I'll be switching back and forth between the two, but I'm not going to tell which one is which just yet. It may be obvious which one is which since I have been recording with the AT2021 up to this point, but maybe not, especially since I'm a little bit closer to the microphones now. And that's actually why I have this pop filter on there. The AT2021, like all small diaphragm condensers, they're very easy to pop. And so, you can get away without a pop filter even this close if you're very careful, but it's just easier to have a pop filter. Before I put the text on the screen to tell which is which, how drastic is the difference? Do you prefer the sound of one over the other before you know which one is which? The AT2020 doesn't have all that large of a capsule, and these two are relatively similar in price, so it wouldn't be too surprising if they sound similar. But for spoken word in a sound booth like this, does the AT2020 have a definite advantage, or would either work for you? For the price, neither one comes with a pop filter or shock mount, though the AT2020 is available with a shock mount. And for that base price without a shock mount or a pop filter, the AT2021 is actually $10 cheaper. So, with all that in mind, how do you think it stacks up? Now I'm recording with the Audio-Technica AT2021 and the Lewitt LCT 440 Pure. The Lewitt is a great sounding microphone with low self-noise and a compact form factor for such a large diaphragm condenser. And it does have a much larger diaphragm than the AT2021 certainly, and even the AT2020 that we were using a moment ago. It also comes with a shock mount and a pop filter, but it is also a much more expensive microphone than the AT2021 or the 2020. And with that in mind, how do you think it stacks up as I switch back and forth? I'm sure many will prefer the sound of the Lewitt, which isn't too surprising considering the price difference. But considering that price difference, I think the AT2021 sounds pretty good, and in general, I think it punches above its weight. Let's finish up the video with a slight change of scenery. I'm recording my voice with an AT2021, and I have a second one recording the sound of the fire. This video isn't meant to convince you that this is the best microphone ever, or that it will be perfect for every situation. It may or may not be the right mic for you. I just wanted to bring some attention to a relatively inexpensive, versatile, good value microphone that I don't see talked about very often. Small diaphragm condensers in general, and this microphone in particular, may not be what you're looking for. Maybe you've never even considered something like this. But it's a good little mic, and it's worth a look. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care.